Do you like hard science fiction, underwater robots, or are you interested in the challenges of underwater recovery like what we saw at the OceanGate Titan tragedy? Well, I'm Dr. Robin Murphy, and my new science fiction, science fact article for Science Robotics is out on why deep ocean robotics is hard, especially when you're trying to bring up a sunken submarine 3 miles underwater, which is what the CIA actually did in 1974. And it's even harder if you're trying to build up an alien spaceship, which is the plot of Harry Turtledove's new science fiction novel, 3 Miles Under. It's a delightful Forrest Gump version of that 1974 Hughes Glomar Explorer expedition from the CIA. And though that expedition was 50 years before the OceanGate tragedy, the same challenges exist for today's underwater robots. The robotic science in the book is very real, and the aliens, not so much. So the backstory is that in 1974, the CIA deployed a 3-mile-long, 6 million pound robot manipulator to recover a Russian submarine. The cover story was that Howard Hughes was deep sea mining for manganese nodules, which accidentally started everybody really investing in deep sea mining. The Glomar Explorer was also a breakthrough in computer control. The ship had to stay on station and move that arm to the sub in the presence of wind, waves, and currents. And all it was using was an array of 16-bit microprocessors running a 5 megahertz clock with 32K words of core memory. Consider that a late model iPhone uses a 64-bit microprocessor, a 32 gigahertz clock, 6 gigabytes of RAM, and a GPU. Turtledove takes one major liberty with the otherwise hard science retrospective. The CIA recovering the Soviet sub was in turn a covered story from asking the real mission to salvage the alien spaceship that apparently collided with the sub. So, the dry humor and attention to scientific details makes for an entertaining compare and contrast between robotics and computers from the 1970s and what they are now. It's a fun read, not just for roboticists and computer scientists. I hope you'll read my article for more robotics and read Turtledove's book too. There's not a lot of science fiction that involves underwater robots, certainly a bit from James Cameron, although underwater robots do appear in graphics and comics. Big shout out to the Cybernetic Zoo for this historical page. The classic phrase, all life came from the sea, but all robots were born on land, comes from the 1996 book edited by Junko Yi, Early, and Becky. And it's nearly 30 years old, but it really sets the hard issues that the community continues to struggle with. The Handbook of Robotics is, of course, also a great reference. Please check out my other science fiction, science fact columns at Science Robotics or my Robotics Through Science Fiction website. You can find my textbooks and other science fiction, science fact discussions there as well.